I try not to suffer from Christmas in the first place by, as far as possible, ignoring it. After all, I don't tend to go in much for either the religious aspect or the pagan aspect, and one tries to preserve a certain amount of goodwill to nearly all people all the year round. So I simply do not suffer after Christmas, because Christmas on the whole passes me by. Once the children and others close to one have had their presents, I can get down to writing my Christmas cards.
Christmas cards?
Well, I don't send Christmas cards, I send New Year cards, which has all sorts of advantages which will become immediately obvious if you think about them. One advantage is that you don't have to send them to people who don't send them to you. This slowly cuts down your list. The other advantage is that the post office likes it. You've got plenty of time, and the telephone doesn't ring, and nobody comes to the door, and you can write all your New Year cards. And I certainly wish people a happy whole New Year, even more than I wish them a happy, hectic 5 days.
So, of course, you don't suffer from this sort of sag, that most people have between Christmas and New Year. But you must suffer from it perhaps at other times. And what is your personal remedy when you do have a feeling of anticlimax after a festive event?
This is difficult to say, because my whole life seems to be one holiday, one festive event, because I'm always doing exactly what I want to do. So it's always Christmas for me.
So let's have a picture of you on Friday, December the 27th.
I shall rejoice in the fact that the telephone won't ring and the doorbell won't go as often as it normally does, and I'll be able to work just like I do on any other day. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Wednesday. One good thing about ignoring Christmas is that it acts as a sort of hedge against future loneliness. One gets older, and the children have their own interests, and then they don't turn up. And if you ignore Christmas, if you try not to think about Christmas too much, there must be so many old people who have to spend Christmas alone and hate it. Well, I think I'm going into training for not hating being alone at Christmas if the children want to do something else.
Fritz, I'm sure the festive season doesn't pass you by entirely free of musical celebration from your point of view.
I'm not going out carol singing, but if I twiddle the radio knob enough, there's bound to be some lovely performance of Bach's Christmas Oratorio somewhere. But for immediate consumption, if you like, I could play you a little post-Christmas carol on one of my 18th century barrel organs, if you'll just follow me into the next room.
That'd be lovely.
Oh dear, I'm afraid that's showing its age a little bit, but I hope I'll be able to play like that when I'm 170 years old.
That goes for me too. Thank you very much, Fritz Spiegel, Atara Ben Tovim, Mike Yarwood and Ken Dodd.